Everyone's got it backwards. They say, just say no. But you can't say no to something that owns a piece of your soul. The addict in you isn't some foreign invader. It's you, the real you, the one you buried under 20 years of playing nice. And until you dig that person up and look them in the eye, you'll keep feeding them poison through the back door. Jung called it the shadow, the rejected parts of yourself that you've stuffed into the basement of your psyche. You think they're gone? They're not gone. They're down there lifting weights, getting stronger, planning their escape. And their favorite escape route? That's your addiction. See, the psyche won't be mocked. You can dress it up, teach it manners, give it a degree and a mortgage, but if you betray its fundamental nature, it will find a way to collect. With interest. What you call addiction is just the bill coming due. People love to talk about willpower. If only I had more willpower. You might as well try to hold back the ocean with your hands. The unconscious is millions of years old. Your conscious mind. What, 40 years old? 50? That's like a mayfly declaring war on a mountain. Think about it. When do you reach for the bottle? When do you need that hit? It's not random. It's precisely when the gap between who you are and who you're pretending to be becomes unbearable. The substance isn't the problem. The substance is your psyche's misguided attempt at a solution. Jung said every addiction is a low-grade spiritual experience. Every addiction is a misdirected attempt at transcendence. The alcoholic is trying to dissolve the ego. The addict is trying to break through the ordinary. The gambler is trying to touch the infinite. They're using the wrong methods, but the impulse is holy. That's why your 12 steps fail. That's why your rehabilitation doesn't stick. You're trying to make the symptom go away without asking what the symptom is trying to say. It's like unplugging the fire alarm because the noise bothers you while your house burns down. The shadow doesn't speak English. It doesn't write polite letters. It speaks through compulsion, through obsession, through the things you swear you'll never do again and find yourself doing at 2 a.m. The conscious mind is like a rider on an elephant. The rider can make all the decisions it wants. But if the elephant wants to go left, you're going left. And here's the cosmic joke. The elephant is trying to save you. Your addiction is not your enemy. Your addiction is your psyche's last desperate attempt to make you pay attention to what you've become. Or rather, what you've failed to become. You've got a fundamental split in your being. The conscious you says, I should be responsible, productive, normal. The unconscious says, I should be alive, authentic, whole. Guess which one wins? The unconscious always wins. Always. It just might take 40 years and destroy everything you love in the process. So what do? First, you stop fighting the wrong war. You stop trying to defeat the addiction. Instead, you turn around and face it. You say, what are you trying to tell me? What part of me are you trying to save? Because here's what Jung discovered. The specific addiction tells you exactly what's missing. The workaholic, they're addicted to significance because they feel fundamentally worthless. The alcoholic, they're dissolving boundaries because their boundaries have become a prison. The gambler, they need proof the universe cares, that magic exists, because they've lost all sense of meaning. The addiction chose you for a reason. It's perfectly symbolic of what your psyche is starving for. And it won't stop knocking. You can go to all the meetings you want. You can get all the chips. 20 years of sobriety. But if you haven't faced the fundamental split in your being, you're just white-knuckling it through life. Jung talked about individuation, becoming whole, becoming who you really are. Not who your parents wanted, not who society demands, but who you actually are. And guess what? The energy driving your addiction is the same energy that drives individuation. It's life force, misdirected. That's why so many people in recovery feel dead inside. They've won the war by carpet bombing their own psyche. They've killed the addiction, but they've also killed the artist, the mystic, the wild one, the authentic self. Because it's all the same energy. There's another way. But it requires courage that makes quitting look easy. It requires you to go down into your own depths and meet whoever's down there. To stop running from your own shadow. To admit that the life you're living is too small for the soul you're carrying. When you finally turn and face the dragon instead of trying to chain it up, something miraculous happens. The dragon transforms. What was destroying you becomes what saves you. The very intensity that drove the addiction becomes the intensity of authentic living. But you can't fake it. You can't just decide to be authentic. The unconscious knows when you're lying. It's been watching you your whole life. It knows every compromise, every betrayal, every time you chose safety over truth. Integration. Not victory, not defeat, integration. You have to make friends with the addict. You have to invite them to the table. You have to ask them what they know that you don't. Because the addict in you is also the artist in you, the lover in you, the one who remembers what it feels like to be fully alive. Jung said the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But most people would rather die than do that. Literally, they'd rather drink themselves to death, work themselves to death, numb themselves to death, than face the terror of being fully themselves. Why? Because being yourself is dangerous. It means disappointing people. It means not fitting in. It means admitting that the life you've built might be a complete lie. No wonder we reach for the bottle. No wonder we need the pills. They're not just numbing the pain, they're numbing the truth. But here's what nobody tells you. On the other side of that terror is freedom. Not the fake freedom of, I can quit anytime I want. Real freedom. The freedom of not needing to escape yourself anymore because there's nothing to escape from. You've made peace with all of it, the dark and the light, the acceptable and the forbidden. That's what Jung meant by wholeness, not perfection. Wholeness, accepting every part of yourself, even the parts that want to burn it all down. Especially those parts. Because those are the parts that know what you really need. The way out isn't up. It's down, down into the depths of your own psyche, down to where the dragons live, down to where you buried your authentic self all those years ago. And when you find them, not if, when, you don't kill them, you don't cage them, you listen to them, you learn from them, you integrate them. And then the addiction loses its power. Not because you've beaten it, but because you don't need it anymore. You've found what you were looking for. You've become who you were trying to become. Through the bottle, through the needle, through whatever your particular escape route was. The energy doesn't go away. It transforms. The same intensity that drove you to destruction now drives you to creation. The same desperation that made you an addict now makes you an artist, a healer, a fully realized human being. That's the secret Jung discovered. The cure for addiction isn't sobriety. The cure for addiction is becoming yourself, fully, unapologetically, dangerously yourself. Because when you're living your authentic life, you don't need to escape it.